Hi. Uh, Two wheels have always been a passion. You could say that it was handed down from my dad because he used to race scooters. My first bike that was gifted to me itself was a scooter. Promptly in 2 years' time, I cut, chopped, and put on the track. We went to the track in 1987 or 88. First race was a humongous crash. The scooter that was given to me was Vijay Super Mark II in 1985 when I was in, it is 85 model. I got it when I was in college. So resurrected dad's bike and learned stuff from that and then cannibalized it with his tutorship. So at the end of the day, I used to work on the scooter completely on my own, dismantling it, putting it together, except for the intricate parts like actually porting the barrel and stuff like that, which was done by the tuners. The entire bike was always set up and dismantled by me, which I believe that I need to do because I could sense whether there was something wrong with the bike or not. This bike is 1973, I think, API Lambretta. Not Lambretta, a Lambi. And this is a story that has taken about 3 years, 3.5 years to build. Started with the resurrection of my racing machine. Finished with that, and about 3 years ago, I was just scanning through the newspaper, and there was some guy in the middle of Madras saying that he wanted to leaving town and wants to get rid of his Lambi, 10,000 rupees, no bargaining. So I said, okay, let's had 10,000 bucks in the bank, and met with the guy, spoke to him. One thing was for sure, I did not want to build the bike in its original form. Somehow I've always been inclined towards customizing. Never wanted to just rebuild it the way it is supposed to be. So I let it just thaw, let the idea thaw for about a year nearly. So since it was not working, then we built a pedestal, put the guy on top, and for about 2-3 months, I just took marker pens and started sketching what I wanted. And then finally, this kind of an outline caught my eye. So if you notice, the front has been shrunk, the mudguards has been shrunk, the sides have been shrunk. There's no rear section completely. It's been uh, tapered. So when I got that, and then with chart paper did an outline, I felt very, very thrilled with the idea of what was going to happen. So just cut, and when we cut it, it just fell into place. So from that initial where we cut the part, then we had to figure out, once we cut it, where do we put all the other parts that it normally gets exposed and stuff like that. Figured that out over a period of another 2-3 months, and then got a mechanic who would come in once a week to this place because I didn't want to let the vehicle go out of my sight. So I had to get a guy who will come home and sit down once a week and do part by part, part by part, part by part. So that happened. We got a lot of things together. Then we realized what the look that I wanted that you're seeing right now, I would not have got without the drop-down handlebars. And drop-down handlebars on scooters don't exist. So we found a custom shop in Vietnam and brought this piece down, which has made all the difference that way to the look of the bike, because this is one of the only, I think the only scooter that I can think of, maybe in the south or in India, that has the drop-down bars. Once the shape was there and it looked sporty, we said, now we can't leave the engine to be that real fuddy-duddy going to the market kind of engine. So we said, okay, so now what? So did a little more research, brought an aluminum die-cast barrel. This is nearly a 200cc scooter right now from a 150. So then I went back to the guys who used to race with, and they did some fancy work on the barrel. So brought an aluminum barrel. We bought a reed valve induction, got a flat slide carburetor, did all that, and then realized, okay, all this is fine. The gearbox is not, you can't use the original gearbox. So we made sprockets. Finally, we said, okay, let's do electronic ignition since we've gone all this way. So we imported an electronic ignition system for the bike. So what you see right now is a cut down Lambi with a hydraulic front disc, CC barrel, reed valve induction, and a 12 volt electronic ignition. We know it's got the power, then we realize we need brakes to stop it. The hydraulic disc came into play. Still have a little more work, and a lot of help from my friends in UK to get this done. We need to get better tires because of we need extra grip on this for this little fellow. And we've also constructed a single piece expansion chamber, which I don't think very many scooters have. We decided to go with that with this bike. Took some time, had to build one or two exhaust pipes. Did that, and now she's road ready for registration. So basically after 4 years, I will be the legal owner of this bike. I like to call it one of the first Lambi cafe races. I don't know, it took about 20 years to get one bike done. And by the time I finished this, I've already picked up four more scooters. A sincere request to everybody on two wheels. The road is not a racetrack. Always please a helmet. Whatever happens, however uncomfortable it is. Please do not be rash. Do not swerve. Please see that your brakes work, your tires are good condition, your tire pressures are good, your indicators. And if you don't have indicators, please take the time to at least signal with hand.